can't handle the truth.
Hello everybody, my name is Ifan Yuban. This is 360 Degree Mastery. This is the channel where we teach you personal effectiveness, self-mastery, and how to create, grow, and manage your wealth. Last week, I did a video where I talked about certain life mistakes that you could be making and how you can avoid or correct them. Now, one of the things I said in that video was that you might be neglecting your personal relationships. Somebody wrote me back during the week and went on and on about how can you be thinking about relationships when there's no money in your pocket, how bad the economy is, how hard things are, blah, 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 blah. You know, one of those people that feel that everything is happening to them, that feel that they know everything. Now, when I saw that message from the person, if I was going to ignore it, but on second thought, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and respond to this person. You see, the thing about personal relationships is that they define you. All right, they build you. That is what you build on. That is what your personality is based on, your personal interactions and the people whom you have in your life. All right, you can't be chasing all the money and not have anybody in your life or not have anybody care for you. Go and ask Bill Gates, ask Jeff Bezos how happy they are. They are divorced, they are among the richest people in the world. Ask them how they feel. All right, not having a loved one in their lives. Okay, it's not fun, so you should not neglect your personal relationships, because like I said, those relationships, they build you and they define you. So let me go ahead and tell you 5 relationships that you should not take for granted and how you should conduct them, or give you an idea on how you can conduct them. Number 1, first relationship is your relationship with your creator. Now, I know there are some people out there, they do not believe in any particular supreme being. Some of them will call themselves atheists, some of them will call themselves pagans, but you know, it really doesn't matter. Man at core, at heart, is a believer. So whatever it is that you believe in, whether you believe in the sun, moon, and the stars, or you believe in the supreme God, you should spend at least 5 minutes every morning when you wake up in communion with that supreme being. It is very, very important. Try and give the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of your waking, just kneel down, say a quick prayer. I'm sure you cannot touch everything, you know, and I'm not going to tell you, you know, to pray for much longer or to sit and meditate for much longer, because a lot of people might not be able to do that. But that first few minutes of your waking, acknowledge that it is by the grace of God that you are alive, and give thanks to that God and let him know what you have planned, or ask him what his plans for you that they are. That's the first relationship that you should not take for granted. It's a very personal relationship. In fact, it is the only relationship that you do not share with any other person. The second relationship that you should not take for granted is your relationship with your spouse. You are watching this video, you are married, and you feel that because you are already married, you already have a husband, already have a wife, you can treat them anyhow, or they are not important. The quest for money and riches is more important. That is not true. Okay, after you have finished with your creator, then the next few minutes you should spend it saying hello to your spouse. Acknowledge them. You don't have to spend all the time together, but make sure before you leave your house in the morning, you say something to your spouse, something positive. You acknowledge them before you go to bed at night. Those people who are, you know, prone to arguments and you know, disagreements, try and say something positive. It doesn't matter if you have not resolved the argument, but just try and say something. But just say, I'm not happy with you, but I appreciate you, I love you, we will talk tomorrow, and go to bed. You will be amazed the kind of effect those positive words will have on your spouse, you know, throughout the night. It's a wonderful thing, you know, to be able to give positive words, to be able to give positive reinforcement to your spouse. So do not neglect that. And then also, during the week, during the day, you need to find time, pick up the phone, call your spouse, say hello. How are you doing? How is work? How is everything going? Are you working well? Okay, I'm just thinking about you. You don't have to do it all the time, but by the time you do it a few times, you have passed the message across. It is very, very important. Okay, the third relationship that you should never take for granted and you should work on is your relationship with your children. No matter how young your children are, no matter how many they are, you need to find time. Take out time every day or every week. If it's twice a week, if it's 3 times a week, take out an hour that you give to your children. It is just for the children, and it is their choice what you guys are going to do with that hour. All right, don't tell them, oh, you know what, I will spend 1 hour with you, we'll play football. No, you tell them, you know what, let's spend 1 hour every Wednesday and Friday What do you guys want to do? You will be surprised that sometimes your children just want to sit with you and watch television, or they just want to tell you about their day, or they just have questions that they want to ask you. Let them know that that hour is theirs. Don't let anything interfere. Put your phone on silent. Anybody calls you for a meeting, you tell them, you know what, I'm sorry, I have to spend quality time with my children. These are the seeds of my loins and they are very important to me. Your children are going to appreciate you more. Your children will appreciate each other more, and you are building positive values in them. Relationship number 4 that you must not take for granted is your relationship with your parents, and by extension your relationship with your siblings. Very, very important. Let me give you a tip. What I do is, my father is still alive, and I make sure at least once or twice a week I pay him a visit. I just leave whatever it is I'm doing, or I arrange my timetable such that I can close early. I go, I spend some time with him. Now, I make sure that that time is a regular time and I don't miss it. Okay, if it is Thursdays by 5 o'clock, I am always there Thursday by 5 o'clock. If I'm calling him on Monday morning by 9 o'clock, then I will always make sure that I keep that appointment so that he knows that that is the time that his son is going to call him or is going to visit him. Let me tell you what that does. It gives them something to look forward to. It gives them something to anticipate. It brings them joy, even though they know you are going to call. When you now call and they pick up that phone and they see your name, their joy is complete. It is very, very important. Don't just call them arbitrarily. Once in a while you pick up the phone, because the impression you are giving them is, I only have time for you when I'm not doing something else. But when you have a regular time that you visit them, you don't fail, or that you call them, you don't fail, you are reinforcing in them that these people, though they are old, they are of immense and extreme importance to you. Okay, so please and please create a time where you will talk to and spend time with your parents. If you don't have parents, your parents-in-law or your foster parents or any father or mother figure in your life. Like I said, these relationships, they build you, they define you. The 5th relationship that you should not take for granted is your relationship with your community. It's a personal relationship, because your community is where you live, is where you grow, and is where you find your peace of mind. So spend time doing things in your community. If it's just a normal Saturday cleanup, you come out of your house, clean your surroundings. When you see your neighbors, you greet them, invite them to come out and clean the surroundings. All right, if something is being done, if there's going to be a volunteer work, you volunteer, you offer to do things. What this does is it puts you in a positive light with your neighbors. It makes your neighbors feel good about you. It makes you feel good about your neighbors. I know not everybody can do this. Not everybody will get a positive response when they put themselves out there, but you have a responsibility to your community, whether it is your the community where you live, is the community where you work, or even the place where you worship. Make sure you put yourself out there. It is very, very important, because it goes well with what I say about the law of deployment. Your wealth is not complete until that wealth is profiting or is benefiting somebody other than yourself. Those are 5 relationships that you should never take for granted. Your relationship with your maker, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your parents and siblings, and finally your relationship with your immediate community. How do you see this video? If this video was helpful, please go ahead and click like. Share this video with somebody who needs it. I'm sure there's somebody out there who is watching this video and is finding all these things new. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, check out my online store. For those people who are trying to get Ifeanyi Ubah books but have not been able to do so, you can check me out on gg.ng, all right, on jumia.com or on konga.com. My books are there. Search for the books by title or search by the author Ifeanyi Ubah. That's me. And make your purchase. They will deliver to you. And good news for those people that love Ifeanyi Ubah books, I have 2 books coming out. One of them is a novel. It's a wonderful novel. I've been working on it for a few years. Another one is a collection of short stories, short scary stories based on real events. So those of you that have an appetite for horror, just gear up, buckle up. These books are coming out, and they should be coming out within this month or early next month. My name is Ifeanyi Ubah, and this is 360 Degree Mastery. I wish you a prosperous week ahead. Please and please don't take your relationships for granted. It is very important. I will see you next week, God willing, with more tips and more information on how you can become a better and wiser and wealthier you. Namaste.